Welcome everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Hawk. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful Friday. I would say TGIF, but it feels like all of the days are just kind of blurring together this week. I cannot believe it's Friday. So welcome everyone in the chat. We've got Lena, Jose, Ryan, Anna, Kara, lots of you guys, Juan, Jack. Welcome everyone. Hope you guys are having a great day. So today is a very fun day because we're going to be doing a challenge that I have not focused on before because it's a pretty new feature. It was released on March 10th, I believe. So we're going to be focusing on sound notifications. So let's go ahead and hop on over. Let me switch my screen over here to behance.net/challenge/XD. And of course, if you have any questions while I'm doing anything here in XD, just let me know in the chat. I'll be checking that throughout the stream. So if you're not already registered, go ahead and sign up right here with this big blue button. That way you'll get notified every day at 8 a.m. in your Creative Cloud app up here that there's a new challenge. So each day I'll give you guys a challenge. Technically it's day 4, but we started on Monday with a welcome day, so there was no challenge on Monday. So it's sort of day 5, and then we're going till next Friday. Be sure to join our community chat in Discord. I'll go ahead and show you guys that in just a second. First, I want to unlock our challenge on this page. And I'll be live right here every day at 11:30 Pacific time. And I'm not doing a office hours today. I did a few of those yesterday and on Wednesday, but nothing today. So I will be doing some again next week though for feedback for you guys in Discord. So let's scroll on down, see what we got here. Like I mentioned, sounds. So design a smartwatch experience for a bicycling navigation app. And while prototyping, add sounds that prompt users with directions. So if you want to, you can go ahead and click that Get Started button. This will bring you to Dropbox. Just hit download, direct download right there. And that will give you this starter file without any of my colors or character styles, of course, because I want you guys to be creative and come up with your own ideas. If you missed any of the videos this week, you can watch the replays. Just click and watch video. And then this is your link to XD to sign up for it. Normally, if you're not already signed up, it would ask you to create a username and stuff there. But this is Discord. Let me pull up that link, the sign up link up here. So bit.ly/XD Discord. So you can head on over there to sign up. Ask me questions if you have any questions about the challenge. Lots of you guys have been posting your work, so thank you so much this week. I had so many of you guys posting your awesome work in this current challenge channel, so if you want feedback, definitely post it there. I've also been doing some portfolio reviews, so you can post your work in there. If you're new, introduce yourself in the introductions channel and ask a question. If you want to know about when we're going live and when the creative challenges are, you can check up here in the read-only channels. And then you can see what mentors are online over here. So that's a bit about Discord. Let's go ahead and hop into XD. So this is our starter file. Friday, it's just going by so fast. I cannot believe it. Okay. So like I mentioned, we're going to be working on a smartwatch experience. So think of like, while you're riding a bike, I felt like a smartwatch would be easiest. You're probably not going to be holding your phone, hopefully, while you're riding a bike. Maybe you could have a phone like set up on a stand or something on the handles. So if you wanted to do a phone experience, you could as well. But I'm going to be doing smartwatch, and since you're probably not going to be like looking down too much at your watch while you're riding your bike, hopefully, we want to add sounds. And you guys may not know how to do this because it's pretty new, like I mentioned. So you'll notice over here, I've got some new audio. And this will not show up until you go over into the prototype tab and you start like adding some sounds under the transitions over here. I'll show you how to do that. But don't worry if nothing is showing up over here. You do need to make sure that you're updated to the latest XD, which is, let's see which one this is. I think it's 28. Yeah, version 28. So you can just check what version you're on by going up there to XD and then About XD. So let's scroll on down. Got some inspiration for you guys. This one's by Omer. I just love the very like calming colors in this. It feels kind of futuristic with the 3D buildings as well. Yeah, so you can do something like that. Showing the navigation. This one by Vlad I thought was nice as well. You can choose maybe, you know, if you're in a car, if you're going to take a bus, if you're walking, or if it's Uber, what type of transportation you're going to take. Definitely say where you're going, where you're coming from, and, you know, maybe how long it'll take. You don't have to do it that detailed, obviously, but just some examples. And then, of course, the resource booklet. You can tap through these. Let me go back to the design tab. Tap through some of those components over here. This is just some of my favorite resources for icons and such. And of course, be sure to share your work so I can see what you guys are creating on Behance and Discord. When you're done, Behance with the keyword XD daily challenge. So I always like to give you guys a little few tips, and the main thing we're focusing on today is obviously sound, and this kind of ties in with, you know, it's very easy for interaction design to just think about sight, just one sense. But to make it a more just exciting and engaging experience, we want to try to use as many senses as we can, even though that might be hard sometimes. So what I like to do in this case is use micro interactions that use like different senses. So for instance, tactile feedback, like a little vibration or something when an error occurs. So that can be touch. Excuse me, take some of my coffee. I've recently discovered how to make my own coffee, like the fancy kind, so I've been very excited about that. Sight, of course, you can do mini micro animations, like when an important icon is selected. So if something good happens, you can do like little like mini confetti coming out or something fun like that. Or, you know, if it's a notification or a positive sound when the user accomplishes a task. So just try to think about other senses, not just sight, when you're designing. Makes it more engaging. Okay, so I've got a few artboards over here. I went over here to this artboard icon, and we've got a whole lot of options on this side. I usually go for the largest size of whatever like scale I'm doing. That doesn't make sense. But basically, if I'm doing like iPhones, I'll do maybe the largest of the iPhones, or if I'm doing iPads, I'll do the largest of the iPads. So for this one, I did 44 millimeter watch. And then I'm gonna delete that one because I don't need it. But then, I don't know why, but I always like to fill the appearance with the same background color instead of making it white. Actually, I know why I do this, because when I go over into preview, then it kind of looks more, or you could actually do it black. That would actually be a good idea. So when you preview, you don't see any of the background. So just a little thing I like to do. All right, let's go ahead and start adding our background. So this is gonna be like the start page sort of, where I'm just saying where we're coming from and where we're going to. So let's add like a background and a foreground. Just some rectangles, you know, keeping it pretty easy so far. Okay, so we don't want to add too terribly much, of course, since it's a smartwatch. We don't have a lot of real estate, but I do want to add just the essentials. So I got this little back arrow and the back text from, you can go up here to File, Get UI Kits, and then Apple iOS. Oops, that was material design. Anyway, they have these free UI kits that you can download from their websites. So that is pretty cool. Here's a preview of the map we're going to be using. And then, yeah, just like a settings icon or a menu icon to be able to have some kind of navigation. And then let's add where we're going. So let's say we're coming from like South 14th Street. just fictional streets, of course. Put this right here. I'll make it a little smaller because I do want to add maybe the time it takes. So let's say it's like we're going from 4:55 to, it'll go to like 5:30 or something, 5:30. And then we're going to Main Street. Very original and all, I know. And then I usually just add like some sort of radio buttons, or they kind of look like radio buttons for the two places we're coming to and from. Make this a bit bigger. And bring that down, that transparency a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna make this orange. So I'm going for kind of black and orange themes. And I generally like to use black for smartwatches just because it uses less of the battery if it's not using like a super bright display, like a bunch of white or a bunch of colors. So I think it looks really nice, and it's just makes use of the color if you're using like an accent color that's super bright with a dark background, especially if you're just like glancing super quick up at your wrist and you just want to immediately be able to see where the most important thing on the page is. So let's add, actually the border will be white, and we'll add a fill of white and a border of orange. There we go. And then this one, no border. And let's make the center orange, just kind of contrasting colors there. Oh, it doesn't want to go in the center. I hate when that happens. Oh well. Okay, bring that up. All right, so that looks good. The only thing else that I think we need on this page is just a CTA button, so call to action. So let's add a rectangle down here. Round the corners a bit, and we'll add start. So start directions. And I'm obviously not building out like the whole entire experience. Just choose a few screens that you think are important. Okay, group those together. All right, so first page looks good. Let's move on to the actual map. So we're gonna start with that. So I'm just gonna copy the background. I don't wanna copy any of those items. And what I do, this is my trick for maps. So I go to this awesome website called Snazzy Maps, and you can create your own styles, you can explore styles, and filter by color. So like I'm gonna do filter by black maps, and then I'll just look for a black one. So this is the one that I picked, and obviously you can zoom in to anywhere you want. I just zoomed in like right here. And generally what I do is I turn off all of the labels. So you can say on if you want to see all of the roads and stuff, but since I don't want to see that for a smartwatch, so I'm going to turn them off here, and there's a ton of other settings over here that you can do, and then just take a screenshot. Doesn't need to be too fancy. And then I'll bring that into XD. Okay, so there's our map, and then what I need to do is, actually let's see, there we go. Just bring this down a bit, and then Shift Command M to do a clipping mask. And then I'll just bring this over somewhere that I don't have to adjust it too much. So I want some place that has like a vertical line, just for the sake of our prototyping purposes. So I'll put it like right there. And then I'm just gonna add our little indicator of where we are. So we'll be like right here. And the trick with this little circle indicator is that you don't want this to move. So this should always stay in the center, and then the map behind it will be what's moving. So I'm going to double click in here, and then we need the line for where we're going. So let's add that. Let's say it's like on this line, and just add a few different points, because we're going to be saying going left, right, etc. with the sounds. And let's do the border. Make it a little bit bigger. Actually, I'm gonna add a background of this color. copy and paste this. Oh, it didn't copy. Make this a little larger. Copy and paste. And then make this inside line. It's like little details like this, but I think it just makes it look a little nicer, more realistic. Okay, so that looks good. And now what we want to do from this screen to this screen is go ahead and select everything. And we're going to do auto animate just like we did the other day. So again, I'm not moving this little circle. I'm just going to double click in and, oh, you know what I do need to do is I need to group those lines. So let's double click, move this over, group these two. Okay. Now we can copy and paste. And then when we double click in, select the map and the pen tool that we just made and just drag it down a bit. And then on the next screen, okay, so we're coming to a curve and now we want to add like a turn left or something. So let's add that. Turn left. Got a little just notification. I'll put that in the center. And then this little kind of cute dotted arrow. I'll just put that right over so it's very apparent. And I want to add a sound right here. So let's go ahead and hop on over into the prototype tab and we can just add all of the triggers from where we started. So from the start page, we'll drag this over, just a normal tap trigger, so that looks fine. No animation there. This one to the next artboard, we're going to use an auto animate. So just drag this little blue indicator over to the next artboard. Make sure you're selecting the whole artboard and not just one element for auto animate and the time trigger to work. So I've got triggers time, auto animate, ease out for 0.8 seconds. And then from this one to this one, we're going to do another time trigger. And then the fun part is on this one, I think I already have it. So let's add a trigger and just click the whole artboard. It's going to be a timed trigger. And this time, this is new. We're going to add audio playback. So I've already gone in. You can choose add a new file. I got these files from, you can download these if you have Creative Cloud. Just go to Adobe Audition, has a ton of sound effects that you can download for free. So I just searched like Adobe Audition, I think it was one of these, yeah, download free sound effects. So there's a ton of different options there that you can download. And then I'm just choosing this one, Foley Bell Brass Handbell Ring. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, I need to turn my sound on so you guys can hopefully hear. And then I'll close Discord so I don't get any notifications there. Okay, so let's preview this. Ah, it's so small, I wish you could see it a little better. All right, so we press start. Ooh, that was super quick, but I hope you heard that. I don't know if the mic can pick it up. All right, let me play this again. So when we press start, it'll go auto animate and move the map up a bit. And then when we get to our left turn signal, we'll get a little ding. So start, ding. I don't know if this sound really matches, but I'm not like a sound master, so whatever, it's fine. Okay, so then from this one to the next, we can keep, I'm running out of a bit of time, but we can keep doing the same thing, like turn right, turn left. So just for the sake of time, I already have this one kind of done, but it's the same exact auto animate, turn left, auto animate to turn right again, and then a little ding. So let's preview this one. So preview, and then I'll press start, auto animate, ding. Just sounds so funny. And then tap, ding. Yeah, I should have chosen a different sound maybe, but you get the idea. That's what we're going for. You can add like a stop, some other kind of notification if you've arrived to your destination. So just be creative with it. It's kind of a fun animation and trigger there. So let's go ahead and Command S to save. Of course, if you want to export your prototype as an actual movie file, just press this record button up here and then you can start pressing around and it'll save it as a movie file. Or if you want to select, all of your artboards that you designed, just go up to File, Export, and then Selected, and whatever you want to save it as. And then I am going to go to my Behance. Where's my Behance? Here we go. And let's open up the file that I've already started. So just edit that there. And just make sure, so I've been adding each of my designs for each day as a prototype. Make sure you add a little description if you want. The main thing is go over to Settings and then Discoverability and add that keyword XD Daily Challenge. Okay, and then save so I can find your work and give you feedback if you'd like. All right, now my favorite part is I'm gonna look at some of you guys' work that you've been working on this whole week. So yesterday we were working on color theory, and that was a bit of a different one because I didn't necessarily say, design and interface. It was more work on color palettes in general. So let's see how you guys shared that. It might have been a little tricky to share. So I'm just searching XD Daily Challenge. I'll go by most recent, and let's see this one. Okay, so this is by Marie Julie. It's a pretty name. Orion. And in the starter file yesterday, I gave you guys like 5 or so different options for different fake companies, and then you had to come up with a color palette for it. So this one was a luxury online jewelry store, and already I can tell it's looking very good. So we've got the brand identity. Oh, you even did the logo. That is so cute. I love it. Okay, so colors. Yeah, so we were really focusing on hue, saturation, and brightness. This is amazing. So I'm getting black, remember, feels very powerful, white, pure, calming. So I like that contrast you used and, the meaning behind those colors. So let's see. Let's look at one of these prototypes. Ooh, very nice. Checking all the colors, and good job on using the assets panel on the left over there. Beautiful. I love this interface. And you made a prototype. Went above and beyond. Okay, let's make this large. Engagement ring. So we've got that little flyout menu. That looks lovely. Yeah, very minimal. Just lets the user focus on the rings themselves, which I think was a great choice. Calming, like tans, and then the contrast of the black. Yeah, really great color choices. Nice job, Marie. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Maybe I'll look on Discord for one more because I feel like I usually look on Behance. Let's see. So I'm going to the current challenge channel. Ooh, veggie truck. Here's another. This one's by Jose. And this is another one of the jewelry store ones. Nice job. So we got the map. I would add just a little bit of padding on the sides over here. I know we weren't really focusing on layout for this particular challenge, but a little bit of padding could help. And like right under card on file. I like that you use the yellow. It's like, I wouldn't normally think of yellow for a jewelry store, but it does match the gold accents on the rings. Nice job. And I see you use different hues of the yellow, so lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. Nice mock-ups. All right, guys, that is about all the time that we have left for today. Let me hop on back to full screen. Thank you guys so much for joining this week. I'll be back next week for another set of challenges. We'll finish up these 2 weeks strong. So tune in on Monday at 11:30. And in about 5 minutes, we've got our Adobe XD Masterclass with Howard Pinsky. So stay tuned for that. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.